高校に入ってすぐの頃、私は告白をした。あれは間違いなく愛の告白だった。ジュンの野郎、いつまでも男扱いしやがって。
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
This time we're covering the anime Tomo-Chan is a girl.
Yes, this anime is a refreshing callback to the shojo animes we know and love like Nozaki-kun and Mai-sama
And Oron.
And it centers on high schooler Tomo Aizawa, who confesses her feelings for her childhood friend. Her feelings?
That's how much your feelings.
Who until recently never even knew she was a girl. Hey, she has big boobs, so go figure.
I was like, oh gosh. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click the occasional just future podcasts or one of Bob's videos.
Absolutely.
It's like, did you never look down in your life?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing and supporting and joining us, sharing things that we absolutely love and sometimes don't love.
All right.
And thank you for following us on social media. Be sure to follow us on Paws On Animation, under Pinterest, Twix, Instagram. So I really wanted to see this for quite a long time, especially since the first time I heard it announced. And I didn't know what it was, but to me the thumbnail looked so interesting, like it was going to be great. And it is. It absolutely is. I was ready.
Yes.
We had no idea this was going to be the anime that belonged to Kashima if she'd ever gotten her own show.
Right. Especially since he hadn't had a rom-com in a long time. Last one you had that was still going was Love is War. And this came out, I think, in January or February of 2023. So
January.
Right.
And it's actually based on a manga by the same name, 4-panel manga.
Oh
and
gosh,
the manga itself is 8 volumes, and I absolutely want to read it.
Oh, it's not even that long. Okay.
And the manga ran from April of 2015 to July of 2019. So just like Nozaki-kun, it took a long time.
Right. Only Nozaki's up to 15, and he only had one should-be can. It's not even one of the main 3.
Now, the manga is written by Fumidi Yanagita, romantic or rom-com slice of life. The anime itself was written by Megami Shimizu. So 2 different people, and directed by Hitoshi Namba.
Okay.
And it is absolutely excellent. It's 13 episodes, and it is a wild ride. Every single episode is fantastic.
Yes.
And full of joy.
Right. And like you said, we miss having shows like this because we know a lot of these studios are into doing shonen, a lot of shonen manga. You really barely hear about shoujo. And when you do hear about that, or the romance, they're sort of not run-of-the-mill, but the standard type you always see. They're more rom than com, and it's more drama, or will they or won't they, and they don't really put in comedy, it's just the love story, period. So for a while, for years, people were wondering, like, is this going to be the end of shoujo anime, shoujo manga, because you have 1 or 2 and not much else. Well, I guess thanks to Tomo-Chan, now we're getting an influx of shoujo anime again, and Love is War.
So great. And what I love about this particular show is, yes, we get to see the rom-com portion between Tomo and Jun, but we also get to see her, not only the friendship she already has with Misuzu, but we also see her and Misuzu both developing a new friendship with Carol Austin. And she's supposed to be a Brit, and she and her family moved to Japan. And she has this air of where she's supposed to be like a blonde ditz, but she's actually not. But she behaves that way, but she isn't. And she's got a crush on the captain of the karate club, Misaki. And then you find out there's another rom-com between those 2.
Right.
The only one who doesn't have one going on is Misuko Agundo, as they keep calling her, because she's part of a Yakuza family.
Right.
But she's the only one that doesn't have anything going on. There's this guy that keeps trying to get with her.
Right.
And she keeps shooting him down, but...
So it's pretty close to having all 3 having a love interest like Nozaki. Yes. I guess they had to have one where it wasn't mutual, so it wouldn't look too obvious. And I think
you can't help loving these characters. Like Nozaki, you end up liking everyone. I didn't expect to. but I end up liking all the characters. And you found something endearing about each of them, and you found out they really like each other, they stick together, they're loyal to each other. And what I really do like is, unlike in Ozaki-kun, so far we haven't gotten a lot of backstory on Kashima and Hori. It's starting to come out now in volumes we haven't had access to read yet. But in here, they show you in the anime so much backstory that there are no questions left as to how can he be stupid? How can she be stupid? How can they not know? How did he go all that time as a kid not knowing she was a girl, thinking she was a boy? Her dad's crazy, her mom's crazy, they love each other. There's just so much backstory that you're happy when it's done. Yeah. Because you don't feel like, well, they didn't explore this enough, they didn't tell us enough about this character,
or
how they got together, why, and why is she this way, and why is he this way, how she became friends with Gundo. It's just great. Right. And it's hilarious because when you told me the description, well, not description what Crunchyroll or Wikipedia had, what made me want to watch, and you said, this is if Kashima got her own spin-off, and I gotta watch it. And you can see there's so much Nozaki-kun influence from here. So it's almost like the name of the dance karate dojo. The dojo is named Kashima. It's like they watched it. It's like this was heavily influenced by that. I guess this was Arthur's probably favorite thing to read or watch, because it's just so many parallels to it. Even June, to me, looks like Wakamatsu. Oh wow, why does he look so much like him? It's just the one Kashima couldn't stand. But not as tall and not as much an idiot. Not the same as the cow. He's not as boring. Junichiro's actually more lighthearted. He's not a cow. And he's not as much as an idiot, just in that one aspect. Yes. Oh goodness, so let's give a shout out to the voice actors, because they were perfect casting. They couldn't have gotten better. Right. Except for if you had the same voice actors for Hori and Kashima. Right, that would only make it better. So Tomo was voiced by Lexi Nieto. And Junichiro is voiced by, and I was so surprised, Rico Fajardo. What? And he is on MHA. He's Le Million. Yes. And Gundo is voiced by Jazz Saxton. Carol Olsen is voiced by Sally Amaki. Misaki is voiced by Siren Strange, and I was surprised at that too. I didn't recognize him. And the mom, I'm gonna say Akemi Aizawa, is voiced by Lucy Christian. It doesn't sound like her. No, not this time. And she looks, and Tomo looks just like her mom, except for her mom has longer hair, and her mom is older. Yeah. But they got the same build, the same hair color, the same eye color, the same personality. Yes. And hilarious. It's just, And then the dad, Goro Aizawa, is voiced by Chris George. So, this was just a great cast. Yes. Perfect casting. I wish either the season was longer or there was a second season. The series, I should say, was longer. Or maybe there's some things they didn't adapt that could have been other episodes to put in between the beginning and the finale. Because once it ends, you got what you wanted at the end. There isn't this unresolved thing and no one gets together like Nozaki pissed us off with. But they could have fit in some more stuff before getting to the end. Now, if we read the manga and see they adapted everything and that's all they could fit in, then okay, then never mind. Probably more because there were 8 volumes. But there were some episodes that stuck out. One is when Gundo and Carol decided to make Tomo-Chan dress up like a girl. And they did just like they did with Kashima and Nozaki-kun. They put a long wig on her, put on a pretty skirt and a top and makeup, and she was unrecognizable. The only difference is, in Nozaki-kun, Hori knew it was her immediately, where everyone else didn't. And in here, Junichiro was too dumb to realize it was her. He kept saying, that can't be Tomo. He's not good at disguise. There's no way that's Tomo. It can't be. He spends a whole day with her dressed as a girl and doesn't think it's her. It's like, have you just gone outside this week? Were you born? He's like, Bandit, I was born yesterday. And that ends up being the whole
segment. She's like, he still doesn't know. And she just goes along with it because at this point she's too embarrassed to tell him it's her. Like, you know what? Just let him think you're someone else.
Well, she also didn't want him to stop treating her like a girl because that's what she wants.
Right.
And so she loved it, and then they dressed her up, and then told her they needed ice cream and tricked her into going out. She ends up running into June, and then she spends the day with him, and while she's with him, the ice cream has become a shake. And she's got to run back. She's like, oh, I gotta go. And it's like, it's too late. It's melted.
Right. And it's like, how is this still fine?
So that was, for us, the standout episode because Nozaki-kun. But every episode was fantastic. Spoilers are coming if you haven't seen it. You also found out at some point Gundo dated June. And when you find out for how long and why, it's hilarious, so we won't go into details. And Carol, at one point, decides she's going to try to flirt with June because she's mad with Tomo. And you'll find out why.
Piss her off. And I think that's what's even funnier in here. Tomo is usually very understanding. Yeah, you see her punch him and things, but usually she's very easygoing. Yeah, she can be rough, but she's not like that 24/7. And the time she does hit him, usually by accident, out of embarrassment, or he said he feels bad, he did something he shouldn't have done, and he said, please hit me. What? Yes, please hit me. I deserve it. And she says, you know, if she really thinks so, then she obliges and does it. But I think that's hilarious. And doing that, she didn't even get that mad when she did it. She was just kind of surprised. And for explaining why she thinks she did it, she was more angry or hurt than anything else, not trying to get a rise out of her. And I think that's hilarious because if that were Kashima, that girl would not have lived for the next day. She would now come back to school. They're like, what happened? Oh, she didn't come back to school. She transferred.
What you see happens to her with Hori would have been done, but not in love like she thinks with Hori. She would have beaten the crap out of Carol. Yeah,
right?
I would have been hit.
That would have been the end of that character right there.
So one other thing I want to point out is that when Misaki, he again is the karate club captain, and Tomo confides in him. And he confides in her. And it's interesting because she's got Gundo to talk to all the time and Carol, but she still finds an outside source as a boy to talk to. And then you find out that he is in love with Carol, and also that they're actually childhood friends and distant relatives.
Oh no. No! Not
they
again!
They end up together.
Okay, well, go deal with that how you will. Oh gosh, stop.
But it's just really a fun watch. It's different from a lot of other things you've seen. It has some similarities, but it's different enough to be its own thing. And I think that's what makes it a standout. And again, the casting for the voices is excellent. The animation is great. It's absolutely fun, engaging. There's never a dull moment. There's absolutely never a dull moment.
Absolutely. It's just as fun and crazy and romance and everything as much as you would watching Nozaki-kun. Biggest difference would be like at the end.
Actually crazier, but it's a close second.
Yes, it's a close second to being like a spiritual successor to that if you had to compare it. And at least in this one, there is an end game and there is a conclusion to the story. So I am glad that at least they wrote an ending, because I was concerned that would get to the end and it would end like Nozaki where nothing's resolved and that's just how they end it. But luckily they didn't do that, so that makes it all the more enjoyable to watch, especially in February.
And a shout out to Lexi Nieto, who was nominated for a Crunchyroll Award for her performance as Toto.
Yes.
We voted for her every day, and we really hope she wins because she absolutely deserves it.
Yes.
I wish everyone else had been nominated as well. Unfortunately, they weren't.
Right.
But we are keeping our fingers crossed, and we hope that she wins for Tomo Aizawa. She earned it. She deserves it. And good luck to her.
Yes.
So if you've seen Tomo-Chan as a girl, and we hope you have, let us know in the comments below. Did you love it as much as we do? Did you consider it just run of the mill? Or did you not like it? Tell us what you think. If you haven't seen it, it's available right now exclusively on Crunchyroll, I think. I don't think it's on Prime. To watch. Go watch it. 13 episodes is some of the most fun you'll have watching an anime, a new rom-com. a new shojo that we've been missing. And come back and let us know what you think.
And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates to Weekly Video's favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
Absolutely, and thank you for your support. Again, we appreciate you so much. If you have something you want us to review or talk about, whether it's manga, anime, Western animation, or on Prime, or on Netflix, let us know in the comments below.
So, thank you so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.